Welcome to Scaffolding. My name is Stefanie Hart, and I am the host of this podcast. I created this podcast so that it can help people to know that they can overcome anything and to let you know that we're stronger than what we really think we are. The purpose of this podcast is to help reach those who need help overcoming traumas of any kind, childhood, adulthood, relationship, of all kinds. I'm not a professional. I'm a person who has gone through trauma and has overcome and survived it. So I will be talking about my journey, what I have done to help me get to where I am in life. And I will also later on in other episodes have guest people come in and speak about their ways of overcoming regarding addiction, regarding traumas, regarding life issues. So it's really a healing, helping podcast. Our first topic that we're starting with for this season will be on childhood traumas. Childhood trauma is anything that you have experienced or witnessed emotionally distressing or life-threatening event that have lasting mental and physical effects. So it can be anything, something that was seen, something that was felt. It can be a parent that left, a parent that was addicted to drugs, not even a parent. It could be a close relative, anything that has left a scar on you as an adult. And I've learned that 64% of the United States adults report at least one adverse childhood experience, and nearly 1 in 6 report 4 or more experiences, which that number is staggering. And I'm trying to help us not carry our childhood trauma into adulthood so that we can have better relationships, better lives in all, and be better parents, better friends, better brothers, sisters, mother, fathers, all of those things. I like to start by saying my name is Stefanie. Yet again, I'm Stefanie. I have experienced childhood trauma. My experience was I was a victim of incest. I was raped by my father from what I can remember from the age of about 7 until I left home at the age of 18. I carried that with me for a very long time. My 20s was very challenging. I got married young to get out of the situation. We'll go through relationships and that, but it was very traumatic for me. So much so that I carried all of that with me through adulthood, sometimes without even realizing I carried it with me. The way I interact with others, the way I raised my children, the way I was in relationships, all of that carried with me. It's like I packed a suitcase without knowing and rolled it on into every aspect of life with me. And I had to learn and see that most of my problems, most of my issues, most of my fights was because of the beginning. And once I learned that, I learned how to deal with it and how to move past it. All these things was not easy. I want to specifically talk to the person that's struggling. I want you to know that the hard part has been done. The offense to you has already happened and you survived it. You're here. You're breathing. You feel like I'm at the end of my rope. I can't do anymore. I can't take anymore. And why am I here? You still have a purpose. That's why you're breathing. That's why you woke up. You survived the worst part. The worst part is over. And now you need to fight for the life that it stopped or tried to stop. I know you feel like there's a hole that can never go away that's inside your soul. You can never fill it up no matter what you do. You're not living. You're just existing. I'm here to tell you that can be broken. That will go away. You have to fight for the life that you want. The hard part has been conquered. You survived the thing that happened to you. Don't let that thing take your future. Don't let that thing grow legs, grow strength, and tell you You can't have the life that you were supposed to have. Before this happened to you, you were fine. You were happy. You may not even remember a time of being that, but you can be that. You have to fight for it. Don't give up. Please don't give up. Please don't let it take the life that's ahead of you that you don't see yet. There is good ahead. There is happiness ahead. There is hope ahead. There's a whole life that you can't even see in your mind that's ahead of you. Don't give up. Please don't give up. Please stay with me. Take the journey with me to the other side. So I'm speaking to the people that have gone through and are on the other side. I'm speaking to the ones that are still in it. I'm speaking to the ones that are struggling to get out of it. This podcast is for you. This podcast is to let you know you're not alone. You're not alone. And I'm no different than any of you. The only difference is what I thought and what I believed and what I fought for. And I can help you get to those points if you just take the journey with me and we can meet on the other side. There is another side that is much, much better than where you are now. There is another side that you don't have to wait till death to get. There's another side that's freeing, that your past doesn't control who you are now. My full story started when I was 7 years old. It's crazy because I don't have all of my memories as a child. There's certain ages I know, there's certain ages I don't know. But this one I know. This one, I was 7. I had on a beautiful white dress. I must have loved this dress because I remember feeling wonderful in it. It was a summer's day. My mom worked a lot. My mom was a home health aide, so she would do 2 12-hour shifts, so she would never really be home much. And I spent a lot of time with my father, who did not work. But this summer day, I remember this one. I don't know if it ever happened to me earlier than this. This is just one of many memories that I have. I was home with my dad. It was summer, so there was no school. We weren't really allowed to go outside and play. So I was in the house. I was dressed. I remember asking my dad, can I go outside and play? And he told me no, that I can go watch cartoons. But he told me I had to watch cartoons in his room. So I went in his room and I turned on the TV and I'm watching cartoons. I don't remember what cartoon it was, but I remember feeling good, like nice dress. And I felt nice that day. I felt good that day at that moment. I remember just watching the TV and my father walks in, and I do have memories of him always wearing a white towel. He would always wear a white towel around his waist. And that became a trigger of, I knew something was going to happen later on. But this one, I think this was the first time this happened. He came in a room with the white towel and he sat next to me and he was watching TV with me and we were laughing. And then he told me he had a pain in his back and could I help him take the pain from his back? And me being a kid thinking, sure, not a problem. So he lays on the floor and he has his stomach down on the floor and I jump on his back and I start like punching and rubbing his back for him. And he's telling me, oh, that's helping so much. And I'm feeling proud that, oh, I'm proud I'm helping my dad. And all of a sudden he turned over. And now he's telling me to sit on him, which I remember that very second, everything changed. I didn't know what it was. I'm a kid. I didn't know what this was, but the atmosphere changed. The energy changed. I remember feeling something's not right, but I didn't understand what wasn't right. And then he started telling me that this is what people who love each other do. And he kept asking me, do I love him? And of course, I love my dad. And so that was the beginning of the rest of my life at that point. So now this thing happened. I don't remember what I felt afterwards. I remember it going on for years. I remember feeling dirty about it afterwards, but not sure why I felt dirty, because I love my dad and this is what people do when you're in love. I didn't understand why I felt bad, because he told me it was good. And it was our secret. And he would give me little treats like soda and candy, peanuts, and anything that'll make a kid feel great. He made me feel great. So it was our thing. And I held on to our thing for years. I grew up in a house with 3 other sisters. We had the same mother, not the same father. My 3 older sisters were from my mother's previous marriage. I didn't know at that time that this same thing was happening to them. But he kept us separated. Our parents kept us separated. I was his. My mom always told me that I was his. And then it took on a new meaning, because I literally felt like I was his. As years went on, I found out it was happening to my sisters. I, at some point, told my mother, and my mother just told me, don't tell anyone else. And I live with this thing. We'll get into more of it as time goes by. But I stayed in that home until I turned 18 and I met my first husband. Yes, there was more than one. Yes, there was more than 2. I met my first husband and I left that house at 18 through marriage. So I became a young mother. At some point, I became a single mother. Very bad relationships. And it all stemmed from what I believe love was. What love to me was taught was wrong. I learned as I got older what happened to me was incest. And it was bad, but it took me a long time before I got to that point. At 18, I left home. I felt I was worthless. I felt like I was no good by the time I got to that. I left feeling, my God, if your parents don't love you and protect you, who else will? And if they don't love you, how can someone else love you? You're unlovable by the people that created you. I struggled with religion. I struggled with God. I was angry with God of, you created me to be this, so then this is what I am. I'm just a thing to be viewed to have sex with. And I lived most of my 20s that way, most of my 30s that way, that I would just give myself away to people to use. And I allowed them at that point of my life to use me, because they weren't wrong. I felt that way about myself, so I allowed that to be the dictation of my life. That's what I thought. That's what I told myself. That's what I felt. So that's how I lived. And how wrong was I? Later on, I've learned to change that. Later on, I've learned to live my life a completely different way. I tell myself completely different things. I expect completely different things from people. And I place myself in situations that are good for me, that feed me, that build me, that bring me peace, that bring me joy, that bring me happiness. If any of those situations does not bring that to me, I remove myself from it, because I'm worth everything. I'm worth more than what I was treated. I am lovable. I give great love and I matter. I wasn't created for this thing. I was created for something much bigger. It's just something was trying to stop that bigger. And now I'm here to say it didn't work. I'm here. I matter. And you can be here with me. You don't have to let this thing that happened to you define who you are. It's just a thing that happened. Yes. Did it hurt? Absolutely. Is it a struggle? Absolutely. Is it painful? Absolutely. Is it the hardest thing in the world that I have ever gone through in my life? Absolutely. But can you get through it? Absolutely. Will you survive it? Absolutely. Will you learn from it? Absolutely. And now it's my pleasure, it's my calling to go out and let everyone else know this thing that happened will not be the end of you. This thing that happened will actually be the biggest moment of your life, and it will do great things. And it will help you in so many ways that you go from being ashamed of it to actually embracing it, understanding it, and knowing it's a part of my story. It's a part of me. It's not me. And I'm not ashamed of who I am. I'm not ashamed of what happened to me. I'm sorry for the person that inflicted the pain on me. I'm sorry that they didn't make it out. I'm sorry I had to go through it and feel the pain and the hurt. But the person that I am, the strength that I know I have, is because of it. So I'm going to leave you with these words from Jesus himself. Come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. That's one thing that helped me. And the next one from Carl Jung is, I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. I want you to stay with those words because those words have power. And your words that you tell yourself have power. I hope you join us for our next episode. Thank you for listening.